I'm Dr. Maples, and welcome back to my vlog. And today I wanted to talk about, I wanted to continue the discussion with making space in our life as it relates to creating new health and happiness habits. And so, for the last 15 days now, I actually I decided to take a conscious journey into releasing weight. And like many individuals at the new year, weight can become one of those burdensome things that literally weigh you down. And so I had made a conscious decision not only to enact a new eating and lifestyle plan in my life, I also made a conscious decision to share this journey with others as a means to see the psychological aspects that are behind it. Part of the reason why I decided to do this as an exercise and not just keep it to myself, which I normally would, was the aspect of accountability that occurs when you begin to put it out there for others to look at. And so part of the reason for this really was an aspect of I had never done this before, and I felt challenged to do it. I felt challenged to live by the words that I speak around others. And having worked within the healing profession for many years, I know there's a degree of emotional resolve that occurs once people begin to take accountability over their lives and begin to put this in a perspective where we can walk the talk that we do. And so today I wanted to continue this exploration of the idea of making space, because really the first steps in any form of major life recovery involves the idea of making space. In fact, one of the first steps within Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous involves admitting that one is powerless over whatever is controlling their lives. Now, we are truly powerless over food. We need food to survive, and so this is where it could become actually quite addictive and quite malfunctional, because in one essence you have to have food to survive. In the other essence, if you're eating solely for pleasure versus food, it could become maladaptive and push you into the wrong direction. And so one of the areas that I really wanted to focus on initially was this idea of making space. When we make space in our life, we have to give up. We have to give up control over it. And so what ends up happening is, in essence, this forms a paradox as it relates to food from the dieting perspective, because in one essence you have to give up control, but you're actually assuming control in the same perspective. And so part of what a diet is really a stepping stone system going from point A to point B to get to an ultimate goal that you may have. This is also one of the downfalls of a diet, is once the stones are stepped upon and you're at the top of the pyramid, where do you go from there? This is where true lifestyle change occurs. And so part of forming any new happiness or health habit is really to begin to direct yourself from a higher purpose perspective. It's not necessarily a number that you're seeking. It's more of an overall satisfaction journey that you're looking to attain from the experience. And so you may have a goal in mind. You may have you may have a vision in mind to stop some maladaptive behavior or to lose a specific degree of weight, and that's fine in the interim goal. But if it doesn't become linked with something higher, then it ends up falling out from under, because a number can only sustain itself so long as it relates to a measurement of your overall happiness. And so if the goal was, let's say, to lose 50 pounds and you're down 48, and you've been down 48 pounds for 4 months, the last 2 pounds seem insurmountable, but you lost 48. And so, what's the higher vision of it all? If the goal is to work out more and you went to the gym 3 days a week, but the original goal was 5, are you failing because of it? This is where numbers get in the way and could really begin to augment the goal that we have, and modify it in a manner where we begin to feel that we're failing at the goal when actuality we're succeeding. And so part of this idea in admitting powerlessness is really to begin to let go. It's to let go of the need to control and begin to have faith in the higher order of life that is moving us and pulling us in the direction to advance confidently in the direction of our dreams. Whatever those dreams may be, it could be weight loss, it could be better health, it could be being a better parent, it could be being a better person, obtaining objective goals within your career. Each step of the way, you're moving along this process, and you're beginning to see the results in action. And so I've really concentrated over the last week on this ideal of making space in your life, and we're going to begin to shift it really into the idea of forming it into a higher order purpose, so the psyche can begin to make sense of the journey that it's undertaking, because all this ultimately leads to wonderful areas of self-exploration and growth, and any journey worth undertaking is going to lead us to this higher aspect of self. And so I look forward to any comments or concerns you may have, and if you have direct questions, please feel free to ask me. I'm more than willing to talk about it on one of the Psychology Perspective interviews that I do, and I'm more than willing to answer any questions that you may have. And so next time, I hope you advance confidently in the direction of your dreams. Bye.